Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 78. Got home just after 5 o'clock this morning. Left just after 7 this morning. I am heading off to my first casino. Feeling tired, groggy, everything else. I have multiple meetings to do for work. First one coming up here at 8 o'clock, and then another one at 8:45. Going to probably play 2 sessions of blackjack today and probably 3 sessions of slot machines. Just try to make 1,000 or more today would be nice. 1,500 would be nice. Whatever we can get our hands on. Today's not part of the normal schedule, so anything that we can win today is that much less that we have to win later on in the week to make our goals. So that is the plan, and I am already on the road, and I will be back and let you know what's going on after my first stop. Alright guys, I am back. So I actually forgot to record this segment. I'm almost to my next casino, but I went into that first casino, walking around, don't see anything, don't see anything, don't see anything. I don't think anybody I knew was in there, but I saw a guy I'd never seen before, and I believe he was looking at machines, so that might have been the reason that I wasn't finding anything. But overall, just really nothing there, and there weren't that many people in the casino playing. So if someone got everything an hour before I got there, there was just no new play to set things up for me to make money. So I ended up making one play and left ahead $56, and that's all I could do there. There was a lot of traffic leaving there, and then got on the main road, and everything is good now. Like I said, I'm almost to my next casino. Today's a nice day. By the time I got home last night, temperature had dropped to about 60 degrees, and right now it is about 72. It's very nice outside, and yeah, it's going to be as nice as yesterday. Almost no clouds in the sky at all. Beautiful, clear skies, sunny day, light breeze, everything you could ever want. So, yeah, we're going to head off to the next spot here and add on to our money, hopefully. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm just walking out of this place and very disappointed. There was really nothing in there. I played, did I play 1, 2? I played 2 short plays. One made me $4 and one made me 0, break even. And I ended up leaving ahead $4. So the worst thing about it is I had contemplated not coming here because of timing. Because I have an early afternoon meeting, I actually thought about, hey, what if I skip this place? It would give me more time to play blackjack. Then I thought, well, I could still make it work. I would still end up with about an hour to play blackjack before the meeting, and I could always go back to the meeting. And unfortunately, it was not a good idea to come here. So I made $4. I am heading toward the next casino. I'll be playing some blackjack there, and I will have, it looks like, an hour and a half to play, which is not terrible. And then I will have a meeting in the car, and then a half-hour break, so I'll probably go back in, get some food or whatever, or drive to the next casino, and then I will have a team meeting after that, and then things will be pretty light the rest of the day. So right now I've got my laptop on next to me, my mouse jiggler jiggling my mouse and keeping my computer awake and looking like I'm working hard, and I am heading off to the next casino. Yeah, still a beautiful day, 72 outside, you gotta love it. I'll be back to update you soon. Okay guys, I'm back. So I went to that place and I saw no slot hustlers at all in there, which was good. but I also found 0 plays, so not good. So they were somewhere around there. Maybe they were taking a break or something, but I proceeded to go to the blackjack area. There were 2 tables open, and one of them had 3 players, and the other one was a double deck with not great rules, but depending on the dealer can be really good. And so I go to that table, buy in for 500, start playing. First shoe, I'm up like 450 right away. Happy, continuing on. And next shoe's terrible, next shoe's terrible. And then something happened that was kind of unusual. All of a sudden, the pit boss was gone. Now, there was another pit boss, but he was working on opening other tables. And the main pit boss disappeared. And they were replaced by the head of security. And the head of security was standing at the table next to ours, and every once in a while kept looking over at our table. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not very comfortable, but right now I've got a good story. I'm down. I can make some big bets. We'll see what happens. So the dealer goes to break. When they come back from break, all of a sudden I'm getting like the most incredible penetration. And I'm like, this is not a coincidence. This same dealer was cutting it basically down the middle. And then they go to break, they come back, the same dealer now is playing all but about 20 cards. So now all of a sudden we're playing, most of the deck, most of the shoe, and it's not making sense to me. It's not adding up. So I thought maybe this head of security is watching. So I was careful. So there were a couple times when the count went sky high, and I went to what I would bet at a true 1 or 2 instead of all the way up. And there were times when it fell back to 0 and I left it at my bet at a true 1. And there were a couple times I did other weird things that don't make sense. And I know I was costing myself some EV there, but I was very worried because this person in particular has given friends of mine issues in the past and is just not the friendliest person. So I didn't want to get backed off. The best thing probably would have been just to leave right away. But, when you're down, you want to kind of grind back and have a shot. So I was involved as much as $1,500. I was down as much as $1,400. And eventually came back and eventually got to the point where I was plus 200 and we had a running -9 on a double deck. And I thought this might be a good time to exit. So I got up, walked away, and the dealer says, "And the dealer thanks you." And I'm like, "For what, lady? I didn't give you anything." I should have said that. "I didn't give you anything. What are you thanking me for?" And just put him on the spot. It's like a person is down almost the whole time they're at your table. You expect them to tip you? So do that again next time I'm there and see what I say. That's what I'm going to start saying from now on. They start pulling that stuff, I'm going to say, "For what?" Anyway, so I ended up leaving the table ahead $200. I looked around the slots before and after playing blackjack and found nothing at all. So there was nothing to do there. Took one more lap at the end. I don't know why, but I'm like, there's got to be something here. I'm going to find it. Didn't find it. So I left. I had only 200, but it was a decent comeback. I didn't get backed off. I'm trying to think back. The few times that I didn't raise my bet when I should have, I think it actually benefited me because I think I ended up with a lot of ace 3s and ace 4s against face cards. And the dealer had blackjack a couple times when it was like a true 2 1/4 somewhere in there. So it wasn't quite there. So all in all, I think it all worked out for me. I would probably still be there or would have left down money if I hadn't done that. So variance was on my side today. So right now, moving on to another casino. The temperature has risen to 81 degrees. Can you tell I haven't slept much? I've got a meeting starting in 24 minutes. I'm hoping I can get to this casino and maybe in and out of the casino before the meeting starts. That's what I'm hoping for, because if that happens, then I can spend that meeting driving to the next casino. Now, they will need my involvement somewhat in this meeting, but I think I can get away with driving and talking at the same time. So that's what's going on right now. Moving on to the next casino on a very anemic day, and I will be back. Alright guys, I'm back. Could not go to that casino. Couldn't get there. The road is closed due to flooding, which is odd because it has not been raining in this area lately, so I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to move on to the next exit and see if I can get to this place easily. If not, I'm going to skip it because it's really not worth all the trouble. It's saying that I can get there in 6 minutes, even though I was 0.2 of a mile away from it. Now I'm getting on the highway, and we'll take the next exit and try to get to it that way. So hopefully that all works out. I probably will end up sitting in the car doing the meeting first now before going in and looking around. So that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. That was a nothing, as I expected, but what are you going to do? You're already here. It was only like a 1 mile detour, so it wasn't so bad. Just moved down to the next exit and it was right there. Now here's my issue. I went in and out, found nothing, didn't play anything at all. I've got a meeting starting in 5 minutes at this point, so I'm going to run to the car and do that. And then I have a break of about half an hour and then another meeting with a director. So I need to get my computer in line with a fake background because we each have to present our part. And probably not the best move being here right now, but what are you going to do? Trying to make some money. So made no money there. Heading back to the car right now. We're going to take care of this meeting and figure out where to go from here. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So still pretty skinny day. I looked around. I played 5 or 6 things. Nothing was really that great. Just hovered around 0 the whole time. My low was probably around minus 200, 250, somewhere in there. But really couldn't make any money. By the time everything settled out, I was ahead $22, and that's it. All I could make was $22 there. So it's just awful. I did get a call from my wife, so I'm trying to call her back and figure out if she needs me or not to decide whether or not I'm moving on to another place. So I'm going to try to get back with her again and see what's going on, and then we'll go from there. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in the office all day, and then I'll probably leave once or twice for some short slot sessions. And then Wednesday and Thursday is going to be hot and heavy, hitting the casinos hard, and then we'll see what happens from there for Friday. If I do something Friday, it's going to be extremely early in the morning, like 4 a.m., because I have to be home by 5 p.m. to take my son out of town. So it's going to be a big mess. Once I get home, and if I've been driving for 8 or 10 hours, I'm going to have to drive another 4 hours or 3.5 hours one way to take him where he needs to go. So it's going to be kind of a tough next week or so. So letting you go for now. I'm going to check in with her, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. So talked to the wife, and I do need to head home. It's been not a great day. I mean, I think I made money everywhere I went. I didn't lose money anywhere, but just didn't make any real money. You know what I mean? So maybe it wasn't the best idea to go out of town today, right after I got home, 5:30 in the morning, or whatever time it was. But I just figured tomorrow's meetings are a lot harder to skip or to hide from than today's meetings were, even though today's included talking to a director. So that's why I decided to go today, but very little sleep. What are you going to do? So anyway, I talked to my wife and told her I would head home. I should be home at a decent time, and she'll be making dinner. I need to help her out with some stuff at home too. We had a pipe in the basement that carries the wastewater outside, out into the, we don't have a sewer system where we are because we live out in the country. So it's like a leach bed and, the big tank that all the water goes into. So the pipe that leads to that had a small crack in it and it was dripping. And we've been looking at the ceiling in the basement everywhere. We couldn't find it, and it was actually dripping out of this pipe onto something and then sliding over to where we were finding it. So we were looking at the wrong place for the leak. So we were able to get that fixed, and this little pipe is like, I don't know what it is, 10-inch pipe maybe, 8-inch maybe, and got a 4-foot piece. It cost almost $100. Insane money. So we used about 12 inches of it. So anyway, once we got all that done, it was still leaking, but now from a different place where there's all kinds of pipes that meet and everything, and that would just be a disaster. So we were able to get this stuff similar to JB Weld, if you know what that is, where you mix two things together and you make like I think they call it an epoxy, and it hardens, and supposedly you could do stuff with engine parts in it. It's that strong. So we put that on there. I'll double check when I get home to make sure that held, and I think it probably will. So that part's taken care of. We don't have to stress about that while we're out of town. And then I also got a phone call from a guy who works as a poker dealer at a casino that I do not visit very frequently. And he saw me checking machines one day, and he asked me about it. And I told him, yeah, I know a little bit, not much, And he started asking me for advice, and he wants to learn it, and he wants to make more money, and all that kind of stuff. And, I try to play it down like I don't know that much, go online and read about it and things like that. But the city that I'm taking my son to this weekend is the city where this guy lives. And the reason he had called me today is because he was in my home city, and he wanted to see if we could get together, and I explained I was out of town, so I couldn't, but I'd be in his area this weekend, so we may have dinner or something this weekend, and I'll try to pick his brain and learn more about casino operations and what happens and how to get around things and things like that. So what else is going on? Still nice outside, 79 degrees, sunny, but unfortunately just things weren't meant to be today. Only made, like I said, about $300, but we'll get them. So like I said, tomorrow's going to be a short day. I probably won't publish anything unless something unusual happens, and then Wednesday and Thursday will be long days. So by the way, last night on my way home, it was 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning on my way home, and I actually found the Subway sub shop open as part of a truck stop. So I went in there and got myself a foot-long steak and cheese on honey oat bread, beautiful, and got some peppers, tomatoes, pickles, olives, jalapenos, and sriracha sauce on it, with some provolone. Got it nice and warm, and that really hit the spot. So by the time I got home, I was feeling all right. Anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.